everybody. I'm Ken.
And I am Chris.
This is the Geek Pants Camcast.
This is the Geek Cast Cam. What?
Pants. Pants, Chris. Pants.
Geek Pants. Cam Pants. Cam Cat.
You nailed it.
I did.
Nailed it. Anyways. Yay!
Alright, here we go.
Today, phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Believe it or not, we're both married and we routinely have sex.
Not with each other.
There's hope. There's hope for you
With the
geeks
wives.
out there.
With the wives, not us. You got it.
Why did you...
Some people might think that, well, you just said, for the record, we're married. That could be, we are married. We're both wearing rings.
That's
Chris.
right. That's right.
I mean...
That's right.
Got that out of the way.
So we both have wives.
Yeah.
And we don't have sex with each other.
You never know.
I do. For anyone that watches the Halloween episode, they'll also know. We're both like...
Which is coming up after this, which we recorded first, because,
Right.
hey.
As this is episode...
Two! In one part.
That's right. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Before we jump into this, I'm just going to quickly read to you original channel names I came up with before we went with Geek Pants.
Okay,
Because
alright.
that is in the same book as my Marvel Cinematic Universe list.
Can't go wrong.
Geek Pants was there.
Yep. Which for some reason I like, even though it's just one of those where it's like, what? But
I love
you know,
it.
Geek Pants is great.
Northern Nerds. Some of these I don't even understand. So I had the good list, and then I had these are so dumb they're not even going to be chosen. But Glass of Geek.
Oh, that's like Cup of Joe.
Yeah. Glass of Geek.
I don't want any of that.
No.
That's gross.
So Epic.
Ooh, that's actually not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
Could maybe name a show after that one day.
We're definitely gonna have to.
Where we blow things up Michael Bay style.
And I instantly have a T-shirt idea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
So epic.
Yeah.
And then somebody like maybe one of us saying about the Geek Pants Camcast. So epic, says Chris Mercier of Geek Pants Camcast.
At least it's not an arrow pointing down.
Well, yeah, but let's face it, even my wife would be like, it's not.
That's not epic.
It's not.
No.
It could be epic, but it's not.
Just the dumb ones that I don't even... Jurassic Shark.
That's actually, yeah, that one's actually really shitty.
Yeah, well, they're worse. Talker Texas Ranger.
That's actually, that's pretty
Oh,
bad.
how about this one? Wish Nick Cage was here.
I like that one, actually. I like that. We shouldn't say his name too loudly because he might show up.
Boom! How much am I getting paid for this?
Yeah. Do I have to do anything at all?
No, just...
No. How much am I getting paid? Nothing. Gone.
Gone. Poof. Yeah, Nick Cage is gone. Mother Canuckers.
That one's actually not bad. That's a good wrestling tag team right there.
Mother Canuckers? That's not bad. And then when Chris Fedek is involved, obviously, which he is, eventually he'll be on the channel, because Bordoff is going to go eventually. 3 men and no baby.
Is that all of them?
That's it.
That can't be all of them.
That's all of it. That's what I...
Northern Nerd. Glass of Geek, I can't believe.
Glass of Geek.
That must have been hard to be between So Epic and Geek Pants.
That was actually the second choice. The thing that kept that one back is I believe there was already a channel named that.
When you said it, I was like, there's probably
It's gotta
somebody
be.
already.
Yeah,
Copyright.
surprisingly, Geek Pants is nowhere out there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Who would have thought?
Now it is.
Yeah,
So, Marvel Cinematic Universe, we're going to hop into Iron Man. We're going to go in order of release up to the Avengers.
Yeah.
For phase 1.
Okay.
Sound good?
That sounds great.
All right.
I'm going to give you some backstory.
Oh.
Because we had two differing opinions when this movie was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were super excited about Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I was not.
You were not.
I was really not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was also not super pumped about Heath Ledger as Joker.
Mm.
Okay, and in both cases, I was pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. But that's where we were at. So I was like, and Ken was like, woohoo! Pretty much bang on.
Mm. Yeah, that's about right. And in the end, I was right. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were. You were.
I was.
But I also had hesitations with Chris Evans as Captain America too.
Yeah.
So.
Which will obviously
we
come up
both
in
had
here.
though. I remember we both did on that.
Yeah, a lot of it was. I mean, you're looking at his past movies.
Right.
Fantastic Four is basically what he is.
Yeah, Human Torch.
What he was up to, Cap.
So. Yeah.
But we'll get there. We'll get to Cap.
One step at a time.
Yeah, Iron Man. So my first point is, Robert Downey Jr. was perfect. I love how effortlessly he drops the one-liners throughout the movie. Like,
going into this, yeah. I was like, but within 30 seconds,
just sitting in that Humvee,
I was like, okay,
yeah,
all right. Even though
what we're going with,
he was not like his Tony Stark isn't like Tony Stark at all in the comics up until that point.
Now he's like,
he's
dead at the moment.
And even just the characters that they used, aside from the Hulk, were all characters, like, well, the Hulk too, were all characters that I liked, but I was never a huge fan of. I always liked the concept of these characters, but I never really was like, oh, okay. And I mean, of course, like, I knew, like, you knowing at the time, they didn't have Spider-Man or X-Men or or Fantastic Four or any other big hits, so they had to use these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, within the first 30 seconds to a minute, like, I think the first part where he was just like, no gang signs. Yeah. I don't care. Throw them off.
Yeah, no, like,
you know, and he's
so
like
good.
in the back of the Humvee with a drink, and they're all just like, I was like, wow, okay, all right, and then right from there, I mean, there's a couple of things that I don't like in the movie, but like, it was an excellent launching point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You know,
it really set the tone for what we were to expect.
Right, and even though I, at the time, felt like Hulk was the better of the two, I still kind of feel like that. But it's not as it's not as night and day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're pretty close. They're pretty close. And I think the reason why now is because Robert Downey Jr. is still Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Edward Norton is not Bruce Banner anymore. So
poof, gone.
But
so yeah, Downey Jr. was.
It was so good.
So good.
Like, so good. I like I said, like, I look back and I go, how did I think that this guy...
What was wrong with me back in 2007?
You know? And it's not like I didn't think Robert Downey Jr. was a bad actor. I just thought, like, this guy's probably going to, like, get drugged out. And, you know?
It was a weird choice. That was huge for Marvel. This is their first movie. They're putting all their money into it. They go with a very burnt out actor.
Literally was like, nobody was looking at
that. Was his first directing gig.
And he's like, I want this guy. They forego with insurance. I think they said they said no to the insurance. They couldn't get him insured, but they hired him anyway. And I mean,
so they took a lot of big chances with this.
Huge chances, but like, and then you watch the movie, and no matter how many times you watch the movie, like, his Tony Stark's character arc works on so many levels because, like, you know, he starts off cool Tony Stark, gun dealer essentially, you know, arms dealer. That's really all Stark Industries was, and then, you know, what happens in the desert literally changes him, and you see it right away. And I look back at it now, and I'm like, I don't know too many actors that would be able to go back and forth between, like, super cool, snarky Tony Stark, but then be able to, like, deliver the weight where he goes, like, I almost died, and it was because of my weapons.
Yeah.
You know, so now I got to rethink things, which was really great. But yeah, like, every step of the way, like, I was laughing with him.
Oh,
I was laughing at him.
I was almost in tears during that whole first scene.
You know, and then you feel for him.
Yep.
Because while he wants to make the change, you know,
his company doesn't.
Stain doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, and there's that sort of father figure type aspect to him, you know. And I mean, it's Jeff Bridges, so really,
yeah, and you know what? Going off of that, I still believe that he is one of the best villains in the MCU.
He was really good. He was. And what I liked about it is because like he wasn't the dude in this movie.
No,
you know,
it was very. Like usually it's the longer hair, clean face, and we can win.
Or even like in Tron. In Tron, he's the dude.
He's the dude.
Just in Tron.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, he's not. He is a completely different character, which was refreshing.
Yeah, I mean the movie's held up great for being nearly 10 years old already.
Yeah.
Like visually, the visual effects they're still good. They're holding up. I mean,
yeah.
It's funny. Like it doesn't seem like that long ago.
No.
But technology wise. You watch some of those movies from the 2000s, and they're not looking hot these days.
No, not at all.
So,
but like,
it's held up.
And I mean, just everyone that's involved. Like, I've never been a big fan of Gwyneth Paltrow, but her as Pepper Potts, was great.
I've never not liked her, but I've never been like, oh, I love watching Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, it was like you were saying with Anne Hathaway, where it was never anything where I was like, she's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like even in Seven, which is an absolutely awesome movie, but I'm not like, she is awesome, right? Whereas in this one,
great
like,
at giving head.
Hey! Oh, what's in the box?
Pepper Potts.
And it's not like she does anything stand out as Pepper Potts in this movie, but she's like, what I like is that like you can tell she obviously cares about Tony Stark, and that she's into him. But at the same time, she's not afraid to call him on his shit.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of that hard ass to her. So she does cover the full spectrum. And Happy. Happy is just.
Jon Favreau is amazing as Happy Hogan. And I mean, I think, like, he is the highlight in almost every movie he appears in.
Yeah.
He's so good as that character.
He's better now because he's like that. He's a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Like in Homecoming, he's just this huge dick with a heart of gold. I like at the end of Homecoming where he picked Peter. You know, I thought that was really cool because the whole movie they make it seem like he fucking hates Peter Parker, just can't stand him.
Yeah,
you know, but so, yeah.
Like, I mean, overall, I still at the time during Phase One, Terrence Howard was a better roadie to me during Phase One, and we'll get more into this when we talk Iron Man 2, where Don Cheadle comes in.
Okay. All right.
But Iron Man 1, I loved his chemistry with Robert Downey Jr.
I agree. Like, I mean, Terrence Howard has always been one of those actors that's sort of like hit and miss for me. You know, I liked him in Hustle and Flow. And I think Crash was the only other movie that I saw him in that I really liked him in.
Okay.
And then everything after that, like even in this one, like he's good in the sense that I was like, oh, okay, all right. But admittedly, he isn't what I pictured Rhodey would look like. Like, even just in the comic books, and I mean, obviously, we're going back for a character, I think.
I get that.
You know, but like.
Like, height-wise and build-wise?
Height-wise, build-wise.
But face and the lighter tone of his skin, and, like, Don Cheadle looks more Rhodey to me.
But also with Don Cheadle, I took him more seriously as a military man.
Right.
Whereas with Terrence Howard, I didn't.
Right.
And it felt more like the jokey sidekick with him than it did with Rhodey.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the writing at the same time.
Rhodey has played more, or Don Cheadle has played more for laughs, especially in like Avengers 2 and beyond.
Later on, he is. In Iron Man 2, he's very serious, like written as a very serious character, like taking the armor and everything. Like,
yeah, exactly. But like, I mean, not to suggest that Howard wouldn't have been good in that role. I don't know. I just see Don Cheadle more so.
Okay. And we'll get more
not
into
that
that
Howard was bad by any means. It was just, I think, and I look back at it and I realized that like part of it was that I was already starting to not like Howard.
Okay.
By the time this movie came out, so while I was kind of like, oh, okay, but I was still just like,
right.
You know, I was surprised they recast though.
Yeah, surprising, and that kind of comes up again with their next movie, The Incredible Hulk. Are you done talking Iron Man?
Actually, no, I'm not. The one thing that I didn't like about this movie was how easy it was for Stain to get good with the Ironmonger suit.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I get that too.
Like, and like, there's a little bit of a rushed feeling towards the end of the movie, but like, I know that we saw like a montage scene of Tony Stark getting better with his suit, but by the time that Ironmonger suit's made, there's like, unless
he doesn't have any practice with it. He
yeah,
just
and
hops
yet
in
he's able to own Tony Stark, and the only reason why Tony Stark wins is because of that whole like they fly into the atmosphere. Right. That was the only part where, like, to this day, every time I watch it, I'm just kind of like, eh.
It does have a rush ending. And I feel like it could have used another 10 minutes, so maybe just to get to that point.
Even like if they just kind of showed him, and I know like it's one of those things. Maybe it's just me. Like obviously, everyone loves the movie, but if it was just me, I think I would have like maybe even just a couple of minutes of him in the suit trying to get a feel for it. So then at least you can kind of go, well,
Yeah, like even if it's
so quick.
Wow, yeah, because I guess the way they revealed him was the lights coming on and everything in the dark, which is kind of it was a creepy way to reveal the Ironmonger. It was very cool, and it kind of like it's very similar to the way they showed Hulk off for the first time in Avengers.
Yeah.
Right on the helicarrier in the dark and just coming and. And even the Incredible Hulk too. It's actually just when it's a big character. It's kind of the way they revealed them.
Yeah. The other thing, and this was one of those where I liked at the time because they did nothing since. I don't like is they do that 10 rings.
Okay.
So the actual group is the 10 rings, and that's a heavy allusion to Mandarin, and then that's it.
Then we never get that payoff.
We don't get that payoff at all. Which, and I mean, if they did the 10 rings as like that type of ISIS type terrorist group that you don't really have to have a race attached to it,
right?
I think that's a nice little spin. Plus, it's a clever nod for people that are familiar with the character or even fans, and they go, oh, right, but no payoff. And to this day, no payoff, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. So that's kind of where, So like, in retrospect, now I'm just like, more so now I'm like, okay. But still, overall, an amazing first shot.
Oh, it was a great kickoff. Like, set the standard for everything coming.
Yeah. And then the stingers, too.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I liked that they had the Coulson character.
Okay.
They introduced the Coulson character.
Yep.
They give you that long-winded shield,
Yeah.
What is it, strategic homeland, whatever.
Just goes on and on.
Yeah. And then it's like, the ending made the movie for me. Where he's just like, it's a bodyguard, it's a heavy reference to the comic books, and then he's just like, I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
I remember just being like, that's awesome. That is so cool that they did that.
I love that. Then, of course, the end credits. Samuel Jackson popping up.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people assumed was going to happen, but when it actually happened, you're like, yes.
And like a stinger, before it was a stinger, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, now it's just like, got to stay till after the credits for a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It's what you expect. Now.
Granted, they trolled us pretty hard in Homecoming.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, they do that. Some are better, some are not.
Even just that brief bit of world building was enough for me to be like, okay. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Still great. Still an absolutely awesome movie. Still a movie that I could watch, and for the most part, be like all in. Yeah, because I mean that came out the same summer as The Incredibles.